operator will initiate some action between two variables. If it is true, you will get 1 as your result, and if it is false, you will get 0 as your result. If my input is 1, the output is 0. If my input is 0, my output is 1. Bitwise operators works exactly like logic operators. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the second session on data handling. What is that we have discussed in the first session? So we have discussed different types of data types that we have in Python. Let me just give you a quick recap of what I have discussed in session 1. So guys, we have different data types that I have already discussed. We have started with number data type followed by none, and then after that I have a special data type, that is sequence, followed by I have sets, and the last one that I have mapping. I have discussed all these data types in detail in the previous session. I want all of you to go through that previous video what we have already given for all of you. Please go back and check if you have not watched it. So let me welcome all of you to the second session on data handling. So what is that I have in this session? I have variable internals. So before I start this topic, let me just give you a glimpse of what is variable. A variable is nothing but which can hold the value. So let me consider A as a variable here in this example. So this variable in Python is what I'm treating it as object. Please understand, this variable is what I'm treating it as object in Python. This object has got 3 important key features which I am going to discuss in this slide one by one. Please listen to me carefully. The first point that you have to understand is the type of an object. What is that? The type of an object. Suppose if I define the type of an object, so this type of an object will tell me what kind of operation that you can perform on that particular object. What is that? Please understand, the type of an object will define or will tell you, will determine what type of operation that you can perform on this object. So that is what you have to remember when it comes to the concept of type of an object. What is the second one that I have? Please understand, the value of an object. What is that? The value of an object. It is the data it contained in the object. So value in the sense, whatever the value that I have stored, in this object is what I will call it as a second point, that is the value of an object. The first one is type of an object, that will determine what type of operation that I can do. So second one is the value of an object. The second one is value of an object. What is the meaning of value of an object? What is the value that I have stored in the object? The last one that you should remember is the ID of an object. ID of an object. Why do we have this ID? To uniquely identify any object in the memory location, we need the ID of an object. So this is the key attributes that you should remember with respect to the variable. The another name for the variable in Python that I would like to use is objects. Moving on to the next important topic. So guys, before I start this slide, I would like to give you some of the basic information for all of you. What is that, sir? We have something called operators. When it comes to the concept of operators, let us understand the definition of operators first, and then we'll move forward to the next topic. Yes, what is the definition for operators? I've already discussed. Operators in the sense, imagine it is a symbol. Imagine operators is a symbol. Let's say I have A plus B. Okay, so I have A and B as operands. A and B as operands. In between I have some symbol. So this is what I will call it as an operator. This symbol will help me to perform, or it will indicate, or it will perform some action to be performed on this operands. So guys, in short, you have to remember, operator will initiate some action between two variables. That is what you have to remember with respect to the operators. So fine, you understood what is operator. So let us understand that in detail. We have something called, we have 2 different types of operators. So what is that 2 different types of operators are? we have binary operator and we have unary operator. What is this binary operator and unary operators are? Can you just explain it in detail with an example? Yes. We have something called binary operator and unary operator. So in the name itself, you can understand what is binary operator and what is unary operator. So suppose if I am using two operands, then that I will call it as a binary operator. So what is that? Can you come back? Listen to me carefully. If I want to perform some operation, I will be using two operands. That is what I will call it as a binary. If I want to perform any operation, I will be using two operands, then I will call that as binary operator. Any operator to perform that operation, it requires two operands. If I want to perform addition, how many operands you need? You need two, right? So that is what I will call it as a binary operator. The same way, I can perform the operation with only one operator. So that is what I will call it as a unary operator. So you have got an idea that you have two different types of operator, that is binary and unary. Fine. In unary, you have unary plus and unary minus. Let me not touch that right now. So let me start with the different types of operators that you have. In that, the first one that I would like to discuss is arithmetic operators. What is the first one that you have? Arithmetic operator. All of you will be knowing, if I say the word arithmetic operator, the basic arithmetic operations is what we will be performing. So let me start with the first one, that is plus. So guys, under the category of arithmetic operator, so I have all these operators. So let me just write and show you the example for all these operators now. So what is the first one that I have? I have plus. If I want to perform addition, how do I do? So I will have a variable. So I will take two operators, right? Two operators are operand. So this is what I will call it as an operand. This is what I will call it as an operator. So this operator will help me to perform the addition. In the same way, I have minus for subtraction and star for multiplication. And please understand, this is a forward slash which will help me to perform the division. So why do I have this percentage? To calculate the percentage, is it? No, to calculate the modulus. Suppose if you divide any number, you need to calculate what is the remainder value that you have. So if you want to find out what is the remainder value that you have got after the division, so you will be using this operator. So this operator is what I will call it as a modulus operator. So fine. So what is the next one that I have? I have double forward slash. I have two forward slash. So why do I have this up? What is the speciality of this? Yes. See, if I want to use this, what is the benefit that I have? So guys, suppose if I perform any division operation. So listen here. Divides and truncates. If I want to perform any division operations, like for example, I have got 10.35 as my result after performing the division. So I don't want this floating values or the decimal. I just want only this much. Then I will be using this operator. It will divide. Please understand, it will divide and then it truncates. Truncates in the sense it will remove the floating point. That is the use of this operator. And this, observe, I have double star. What is this? Star and star. So guys, imagine I will write like this. What is this? 2 double star 2. What is the meaning of it? 2 to the power of, this is what you have to understand. 2 double star 2. What is the meaning of it? 2 to the power of 2. What will be the result? 4. So if you want to calculate the exponential, so guys, you will be using this exponential operator. If you use double star, so you will be able to calculate the power of a given number. So this operators will comes under the category of arithmetic operators. So fine. Do you have any doubts with respect to arithmetic operator? Hope you don't have any doubts. So hoping that I'll move to the next concept. So guys, what is the next operator that I have? I have relational operator. So fine, why do I have this relational operator? To identify the relationship between two different variables. So it's very simple for all of you. Like for example, I have A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 20. Okay, so fine, I just wanted to find out something like this. If A is greater than B, if A is greater than B, so print something like this. Okay, print A is greater. So guys, please observe, I'm trying to find the relationship between two variables. So how many relational operators I have? So I have greater than. I have greater than. The same way, observe here, I have less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, equals to, and not equals to. All this operators will comes under the category of relational operators. So guys, the beauty of this operator will be something like this. Now you will get the result in terms of 0 and 1. If it is true, you will get 1 as your result, and if it is false, you will get 0 as your result. So that's what you have to remember. So what is that, sir? So can you just explain on that? Yes. If A is greater than B, if that is true, then your result will be from this statement, it is 1. Suppose if the statement is false, the result of that statement will be 0, is what you have to understand with respect to the relational operators. Can you all recollect? So which are all the relational operators that you have? Less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, is equal to, and not equal to. All these things will come under the concept of relational operators. So moving on to the next one, I have identity operators. So it's very important that you have to remember. So we have two identity operators. Let's take A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 10. So let me just write like this. If A is B, guys, please observe, if A is B, so if it is equal, okay, if it is equal, it will return true. If it is not equal, it will return false. So please understand, I have two operators, that is and is not. I have is and is not. It will just compare. So guys, so what is the meaning of it, sir? So it will just check both the objects are referring to the same location. Both the objects are referring to the same location. So can you just explain this in detail? Listen to me carefully. I am using a word called reference. It should refer to the same object. What is the meaning of it, sir? Please understand. So this, when I talk about this numbers, you will not store this number in this location. I have already explained this in my previous sessions. So when it comes to the integer in Python, it is already stored in the memory. A will just store the reference of 10. Where exactly that I have 10. So A will store the reference of 10. Suppose if A is having the same reference, A and B is having the same reference, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. That's how this identity operator is working. So how exactly this is working? Opposite to that, is not is working. So guys, if both the operators are not referring to the same object, so guys, then it will return true. When it comes to is, if both the objects are referring to the same location, then, or it is having the same reference object, then it will return true when it comes to the is. That is what you have to understand. So when it comes to A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10, so it is referring to the same thing. So that's why it will return true. That is what you have to understand when it comes to the identity operator. So moving on to the next one, I have logical operator. So what is that I have in logical operator? So I have three important logical operator. The first one that I have is or, second one that I have is and the last one that I have is not. So what is that? Can you all repeat along with me? Or, and, not. So what exactly this or and not is working? So listen and understand the logic between these gates. So guys, I have something called OR gate or OR operator. So find how exactly this is working. Let me consider two input. The first input is X and the second input is Y, and I will consider Z as my output. Okay, Z as my output. So fine, if first input is true, okay, first input is true. When I have two inputs, I will have four different combinations. Let me just write my combinations first. So true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. So this is my different combinations when I have two inputs. So when I have two inputs, obviously I will have 2 to the power of 2 combinations, right? So that's why I have different combinations I have written already. So what will be the result when I consider this OR operator for the table? So I will repeat for all of you. I am using OR operator. So considering this as my input, what will be my output when I consider OR operator? So when it is OR, so true and false. Is it false or true? Can you tell me? So this is true. Please understand. This is true. If it is true and true, my output should be true. My output should be true. So what is the next one that I have? True and false. True, false. So what should be my output? So it should be true. It should be true. So guys, what is the next one? False, true. So what should be my output? It should be true. False, false, it should be false. Sir, how exactly it is working? It is very simple. Just use this logic. So I'm just writing plus. T in the sense true, that is 1. F in the sense 0. Suppose if you have true in any 1, so it is 1, right? So what you will write? 1 plus 0 is how much? 1. So 0 plus 1 is how much? 1. 1 plus 1, please understand, you will just write only 1. Okay, so that is the logic that you have to understand this table. So it's very simple. Let's come back. True, true, that is 1 plus 1. So what will be your output? So it should be true only, that is 1 only. So true plus false, already you have 1, so it should be true. So false plus true, you have true. So fine, ignore 0, so it is true. So false plus false, so it should be false. So this is how this OR operator is working. This is how his OR operator is working. Okay, so now I have one more operator, that is AND. So instead of plus, you will use multiplication. You will use multiplication. What is that? You will use multiplication. So guys, fine, I have AND operator. So true into true, what will be my value? That is 1 into 1, it should be 1, that is true. So I have true into false, that is 1 into 0 is 0, that is false. I have false into true, so 0 into 1, so that is also false. And I have false into false, that is 0 into 0, that is also false. So guys, this is AND operator. This is how the AND operator is working. So what is the last one that I have? NOT. NOT in the sense, if my input is 1, the output is 0. If my input is 0, my output is 1. It will complement whatever you pass as a input. That is what you have to remember. That is, if you give your input as true, my output will be false. If you give false as your input, my output will be the complement of the input, whatever you have given. That's how this NOT is working. So this is all about the 3 different logic operators that we have. So moving on to the next one that we have, that is bitwise operator. Guys, this bitwise operators works exactly like logical operator. So please understand, bitwise operator works exactly like logical operator, but it deals with zeros and ones. So that is the reason that I have not taken zeros and ones in the previous example. I could have taken like this, like 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 0. I could have taken like this in the previous example, but I did not take it because when it comes to the bitwise always deals with bits, that is zeros and ones. That is zeros and ones. When it comes to the logical operator, it always deals with true and false. So that is the reason that I have taken the true and false in the previous slide. So guys, please understand, it works exactly same with the bitwise operator. So AND will work like how exactly that you guys have done in the and in the logical operator, the same thing it will work, but only thing is you will just deal with zeros and ones. That is the only difference that you will have. So how many operators that I have? And operator I have. So this is the symbol that to use OR, okay, and this is the operator that is, we have something new here which we did not had in the previous slide, that is logical operator. Please observe, this is what I will call it as a bitwise XOR. This operator is what I will call it as a bitwise XOR. So what is the speciality of this? The only thing that you have to remember with respect to bitwise XOR is, please listen to me carefully, when it comes to the exclusive OR, the another name for the XOR is exclusive OR. When it comes to the exclusive OR operator, please understand, it compares two bits. It compares two bits, okay, and it returns 1. It returns 1. When it returns 1, please understand, if either of the bits are 1, either of the bits are 1, only then it will return 1. Either of the bits are 1, only then it returns 1. Otherwise, it gives 0. It gives 0. Please understand, any one of the bit should be 1. Then only it will give you 1. So otherwise, it will give you 0. So please understand. So here I have both sides 1. So what will happen now? Please understand, I did not complete. If both the bits are 0 or 1, it will give you 0. Please understand this. Both the bits are 0 or 1, it will give you 0. So here my both the bits are 0, so it is 0. Here my both the bits are 1, it is 0. Here only 1 I have, so it is 1. So here I have only 1, so I have 1. So this is how my exclusive OR is working. So it's very simple to remember. If both the bits are same, just write it 0, that's it. So rest everything is 1. It's very simple to remember when it comes to XOR with the two values, two inputs. So this is how the bitwise XOR is working, and the same thing, so bitwise complement, which is exactly same as NOT operator in the logical operator. So how many operators that we have in the bitwise operator? We have 4. One is AND, another one is OR, exclusive OR, and the last one is complement, that is bitwise complement, which is exactly like NOT operator. So this is all about the bitwise operator. So what is the next one that I have? I have operator precedence. What is the meaning of operator precedence? Operator precedence, why do we need this? So guys, this is very important for all of you to remember this operator precedence. I'll just move out of the frame. I want all of you to take the screenshot of this. Why do we need this operator precedence? Hope you have taken the screenshot of it. You should also take this, right? So hope you have taken the screenshot. Yes. So guys, why do we need this operator precedence? If I want to solve any expression, so I have to follow Bodmer's rule in the normal mathematical form, right? In the same way, when I'm evaluating any expression, so how do I start evaluating? How do I consider the priority of the operator? How do I solve this expression? So based on the priority of this operators, whatever I have listed here. So these operators are listed based on the priority. So guys, I want all of you to go through this table. This table is listed in such a way that the first one what we have has got the highest priority, and the last one has got the lowest priority. So highest to lowest is what we have considered the priority in this table. So this is what you have to go through. So this will give you the fair idea about the precedence. So which operator has got the highest priority, which operator has got the lowest priority. If you just know this priority, it will be very easy to evaluate any given expression. You will be able to, so why should I know? So computer will solve it. You can tell me, but whenever you are writing the expression, so you should have the fair knowledge how exactly the expressions will be evaluated. then it will be very easy for you to write your own logics. So that's what the advantage if you know the precedence of operator. So with this, so guys, I have come to an end of this session. So I've tried my best for all of you to give you the knowledge about the different types of operators that we have in this chapter. So fine, I hope all of you will go through this session again and again and practice these operators by writing your own programs and keep repeating this different types of operators what we have discussed in today's session. By saying this, please take care of your health. Stay tuned. Thank you. Bye bye.